Would you look at that? The bar is still standing. Imagine that.
Great. Maybe you can get me a drink?
I gave John a smile. It is pretty hard not to. He doesn't give himself a credit. As we entered the bar, it was surprising how clean it was. There were some broken bottles, no doubt a result of quaking from the explosions. I went behind the bar and got John a drink. Nova already waved off any want for one. The looks on their faces said it all. Confusion. It didn't seem any of us knew what to do, but something about Nova said she knew more than she let on. Here you are, John. Nova, what's on your mind? I've been doing this a long time. It is obvious when I have not been told the whole story, so out with it. It couldn't possibly be worse than all the other shit that's going on. Nova looked away, silent still. You're fucking kidding, right? It gets worse? She nodded in agreement.
Yes, we have less than 24 hours before she comes back. The woman in red, I mean. She said she'd give me 24 hours to decide to join her cause, and at the end of that, she was coming back, and it is very likely she will be coming to kill all of us. I can't entirely explain now, but I can guarantee she will find us if she wants to.
Well, praise Jesus. That's fucking delightful to hear. Marlene?
Yes, John?
Could you kindly pour me the strongest thing you got? Make sure it's in the largest container you got. I'd like to be decently drunk one last time in case this is it.
I noted the sarcasm in John's tone and smiled at him. John?
Yes, Marlene?
Do us all a favor and man the fuck up for a second, Kay? I gave him a wink and a sly smile. He smiled back. So, you two care to take this party somewhere else? They looked at one another before nodding in agreement at the same time. Care to join me behind the bar? As soon as they came behind the bar, I pressed a button and the floor beneath us began to descend. I was briefly hit with the odd notion that we could all be dead in less than 24 hours, but I've seen worse odds, and a little excitement was always good for getting one's heart going. I'll take those odds, I said, half in thought.
What was that?
I smiled at John, trying to hide the tears in my eyes before speaking. It's nothing. The elevator stopped, and a couple of steel doors opened. The room we now stepped into was red. It was elegant, classier than the bar above it, for which the floor had already moved back up. There was only one other soul with us in this room. Walking up to us, full suit, scar across the front of his face, was N. His voice was menacing, but he was a good guy.
Welcome, Marlene. I take it shit is about to go down then.
You know me well, N.
I've seen that look in your eye, my friend. Also, you brought guests. Anytime we have guests, well, let's just say bullets fly, and I have quite the cleanup job, as it were.
This might be the messiest job yet. However, no cleaning this time, N.
Delightful. I won't have to bring the body bags then.
I could use a checkup, but no surgery.
I'm fine.
If you would kindly check out John, it'd be appreciated, N. He nodded and took John, while I pulled Nova off to a table to the side. So, what are we looking at here? I mean, any ideas? You saw what happened to John.
I'm not sure. We need to take Red out, but I wouldn't have the slightest idea how so. Instead, we should find another option.
I thought about it for a bit. What could we do? John and I couldn't get near her. She could have killed him, or all of us, really. Do you think leaving the city would help?
I'm not sure it would. I'm not sure it'd buy us time.
Fuck. So we can't fight, but we can't run either? What the fuck do we do? I felt the rage seething inside me. Perhaps I hadn't been in worse odds. Nova looked surprised to see me snap like that. I felt bad doing so, but I wasn't sure what to do. I'm sorry, Nova. I realize it isn't your fault.
No worries. It is a pretty shit situation, huh?
The odds certainly are stacked against us. I sat there in deep thought. I thought about the past and about loss. I hid things well, but this situation was starting to feel like one I'd experienced a couple years back. Why'd you have to die, Jack?
Marlene, I could agree to join Red. It seems our only out. It'd be temporary, and there's no guarantee she wouldn't kill the both of you anyway. But I get the feeling she wouldn't do so right off. If this worked out, I could work from the inside. And, well, you and John would have time to investigate things further. It seems the only real option we have.
It may be our only play. I wasn't focusing clearly. Too many memories were surfacing. This had a real bad feeling to it. The kind I got only one other time. Things go south. Sure, it happens. But this had a special kind of bad feel to it.
Marlene, we can't let Nova go with that terrorist. Nova, you really think she's gonna hold up her end of the bargain? I'd sooner die than watch you join her.
Nova was quiet. It seemed she wasn't sure what to say. She only looked down at the table. Go easy on her, John. We're all stressed.
Might I offer a suggestion, ma'am?
Oh, this should be interesting. Go for it, Anne.
Perhaps we offer the Black Rose.
Are you out of your fucking mind, N? Shut up. John and Nova looked at one another in surprise.
My apologies, ma'am. It was only a suggestion.
Something you want to tell us there, Marlene?
Nope.
You sure, Marlene?
Yep.
Marlene, please say you aren't holding out on a potential option.
Nope. I looked at N, who seemed unfazed by my glare. He only sat there, polishing the bar like he'd never said a thing.
Well then, I guess that's that. Looks like we'll go with the only option we've got.
There was a somber tone to the room. I wasn't sure what to do, so I put on a smile. There are rooms in the back. Get some rest, everyone. We are going to need it. I waited until everyone was out of the room except for N and I. I walked up to the bar, sat down, and looked N in the eyes.
Something on your mind, ma'am?
A lot was going through my mind, but the one thing that stood out was the feeling I was getting. It was very bad business. I was sure John was right. Nova joining Red probably wasn't a realistic option. If it's the only other reasonable option, though, what choice did we have? I sat for a moment, zoning out. N seemed unfazed. He'd seen this look before.
Very well, ma'am. Get some rest. I'll make sure the Black Rose is packed.
I walked to my own room and crashed. My last thoughts were of my best kept secret. My beloved Jack.